Los Angeles. First, we want to thank everyone for tuning in to Hack for Justice. Today is a monumental day. Why? Because we are collaborating and participating for our content and storytelling to disrupt the public narrative around, our people. And not just black and brown people, but people that are affected by social justice from all areas of life. So with that, I will turn it over to Andrew. Thank you very much for presenting today, and I'll let you take it from here.
All right. Thank you, Joshua. I appreciate it. Hello, everyone. My name is Andrew Weaver. I am the founder of Black Dollar Fund. Also, I'm the host of Black Brilliance on the B-Side. And if you don't know what that is, it's a show that I created on TikTok, and it's basically focused on Black history and how great and how brilliant Black people have been over history that we haven't known. And that's one of the things that got me into realizing that, how great we are and how much we have been left out in American history, and therefore in even today's history, having the stigma of being called, lazy or whatever it may be called, because of the fact of what happened in history. But when we start to learn about our history, we start to realize how brilliant we have been, and some of the things that you use every day were created by people like us, who look like us. I don't know about many of you. I don't know whether you're into entrepreneurship or not, but we've all been told to some way that we weren't good enough at certain things, and that formed a certain type of mentality within the community to believe that, we're always lesser. And I realized that, I was talking to someone about how social justice that we've been fighting for it. Martin Luther King fought for it, and he was working, on civil rights, equal rights, and he died when he was trying to get to economic rights. And that's when I realized that, we had to have something to change. But here's the thing. This speech is about social justice, but it's all about passion, purpose, and service. Now, these are three key pillars that we have to have in life to be able to move forward. Now, how do we go about that? Each individual person has to have a passion toward whatever it is they want to do. When we think about service, social justice, when we think about social justice, we think about the definition, that it is that justice in terms of distribution of wealth, opportunities, and privileges. That's what social justice is all about, the distribution of wealth, opportunities, and privileges. And how do we go about, making that a reality? Well, Martin Luther King was working on that. And one of the things that we missed out since he's been departed from the world is that a concerted effort to be able to do that all together and not just by ourselves. And so that's how Black Dollar Fund came about. Black Dollar Fund is really very infantile. It just started in July of this year, and the seed was planted somewhere around May or something like that. And what happened is, like, the reason why I think that social justice has become a forefront of a lot of people who may not be on the ground actually doing something, but became aware, is because of COVID. COVID had us slow down to the point where not a lot of us were working, and we were all kind of focused on how to deal with this disease that's out here killing people. So it got us in a situation of where we were all paying attention to news. We were all paying attention to some kind of source of news, whether it be internet, social media. And then George Floyd happened when we were all aware, when we were all in tune. And that's when things changed. That's when people started to march. That's when people of all ages, colors, creeds, and all of that decided, wow, this was wrong. And it became a major thing. BLM had already been around for years, but the idea that was the actual source for us to reach and actually start putting our money together and start forming something that actually worked for the greater good. So what I realized in that is that Some people are going to donate dollars. Some people are going to be on the street marching and trying to get laws passed so that we can have equal justice and treat it fairly. But what I focused on was that we have to attack this on all fronts. It can't just be marching. It can't just be trying to change laws. It has to be also an economic aspect to this. We have to figure out a way where we can start creating wealth for the Black community, because with wealth comes power. And with power, that way we can be able to change our communities, not for a week, not for a month, but for a lifetime. We did not receive the 40 acres and a mule, but we can receive an opportunity within this heightened moment to be able to transform Black lives forever. Not just, again, for a year or two. And that's where the passion comes from. We can't just be passionate about this because of this moment. This is what has to ignite the fire that we all had, but we haven't collectively put together. And so we must support something like a BLM. We must also support something like a Black Dollar Fund, because that comes the economic engine. We can't just create laws. We have to create economics. And that's where my business started, is by realizing that if we put our passions together. Now, some people are passionate about economics. Some people are passionate about getting on the street and actually talking to people and being a people person. We have to have all these things work in coordination. It can't just be one or the other. We can't compete. One of the things about people of color, Black people especially, that I know because I am Black, is that we are very competitive toward one another. It can be to a fault where we want to be the only one and forget everybody else. As an entrepreneur, when I was just an entrepreneur, not that there's any difference, like, one's worse or better than the other. We need all. But for me, as an entrepreneur, I was seeking finances. I was always trying to make money. But as a social entrepreneur, I realized how money could work for all of us and not just for me. So that's where I realized that's the core of how we transform the Black communities forever. If you're not aware of how Black Dollar Fund works, let me give you a quick understanding. I made it as a membership so we can create community. And I made it really kind of low buy-in because I want more people in it, not just a big buy-in where people want money back to the point where it becomes a greed thing. How much am I getting back? It's more about how much are we investing in our own communities. So to make it quick and simple, it's like membership is like $3, $10, $25, right? A month, which ranges like we're $36 a year, $120 a year to $300 a year. With Black people being 42 million of us in America, then if you think just 10% of that, 4.2 million became members. And just kind of give you an understanding, like most apps have 20 million, anywhere between 10 to 20 million people using it per month. So 4.2 million is not a hard number to get. We're looking at about $650 million to invest in Black communities all throughout the United States. Now, if you divide that by 50, each state would be invested in around $13 million per state. We can do this. We don't need to reach out to people who don't like us or don't care about us or don't want to give us reparations to do it. We can do it as a people, and it's about time we do, while working alongside businesses like BLM, people who are creating rights like the Black Bill of Rights or the Contract with Black America, or whatever it may be. We work alongside that, but that needs funding. And 9 times out of 10, that funding is usually coming from a white person, which we somehow owe something to. No disrespect, I'm not looking for the white savior. I'm looking for the Black people to come together and make that happen. So that's how Black Dollar Fund works. And there's more to it, but I'm going to go into more about our social justice. To be able to get this social justice, we have to be able to have economics to be able to drive this. We can't keep asking people who don't like us or don't care about us or feel sorry for us to do it. So that's why I think that as a collective, we have to start working toward that to make it happen. So for each individual person, I don't know what your passions are, and I don't know if you found your purpose, but my belief is this. You have to find your passion. whatever it is you're passionate about, because that's going to be the driving force. Everything needs it, every engine, needs some kind of fuel. Your passion is your fuel. If you're passionate about, like I said, getting on the streets, talking to people, then that's the thing that you should be doing. You should be focused on that, and that's going to give you a direction on where you should be, where you're going to be most effective. Because if you're just doing something for the money, when the money gets low, so you disappear. The idea that the money is going to drive you to do it is a falsity that I believe many black people have fallen for, because of the fact that we were programmed as kids to seek jobs, to seek when you're in school, it's like, what can I do to make the most money? Oh, I'll become an architect because they make whatever $100,000 a year, even though you don't like art or architecture, but it's like, it's a gig, it's something to do, I can learn it. There's nothing wrong with that, but the idea is that you're not going to be your most effective. Whatever you're passionate about is what you need to be seeking. And I don't care what that is. A lot of people have issue thinking that, I'm passionate about cooking, but that's not going to make me any money to put bills on food on the table. That's not true. I don't care if you're passionate about knitting. It doesn't matter. It's about being able to apply what you're passionate about, and those particular things that you explore give you tidbits about who you are. And therefore, when you find out who you are, you start to find your purpose. So like, what is the reason why I'm here? And once you do that and you find out why you're here, that's when you can figure out what kind of service you're going to be in. And that's when you decide, okay, I can apply my passion toward my purpose to be of service to someone else. And that's how transforming lives actually happens. And being able to create opportunities for yourself economically that can also help others. Once you're passionate, you find your purpose, you'll discover the service that you need to create to be able to be effective and not only make money for yourself, but transform other people's lives at the same time. I was told one thing when I didn't have anything. I knew someone who had a lot of money, was wealthy, and he told me, Drew, the only way you create wealth is that you make someone else wealthier than yourself. And I take that to heart in more than just finances, also spiritually. I have to make someone better than myself. It's not about making me better. When I make somebody else better, my life gets better. And that's what we need to focus on, and not compete with one another. But in a whole different other way, we need to help grow one another. Plant that seed, and we can be able to fulfill all of our needs the way we see it, in the way that it should be. Other cultures have done it. It is time that black people take it to that next level and make it happen. So that's what Black Dollar Fund is. That's what social justice is about. And I thank you guys for listening to me today. And I wish you all success. And check me out when you can. And if you need anything, just let me know. I'm always there to help.
Awesome, man. We appreciate you being here. So with that, we're going to get into the next session with Brandon Cooper. Andrew Weaver, thank you for joining us, and I hope that we'll see you in the networking social lounge and in the Discord.
Definitely. Take care.